Welcome to Watch What Crappens. To get our videos as soon as they're released instead of waiting for a week, head over to our Patreon. That's also where you'll find our bonus episodes and our Discord community. We love you guys.
Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me this morning is the one and only Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Well, hello. How are you, Banoons?
I'm just great. It's Below Deck Med Day. Thanks to everyone who joined us on Crappy Hour last night. We had a real fun time talking about headlines, etc. I'm still having visions of pizza dough flying in my eyes because, you know, after we end the audio portion, we bring some of you guys up, and one person was making fresh pizza dough. Well, actually, store-bought, but they were making it on the screen, and I have been tantalized ever since. So thank you, everyone, for coming. I really have been. I was like telling people last night when I met up with some friends last night. I was like, someone was making cheap pizza dough, and it's all I can think about. We had so much fun, though. And be sure to join us on Patreon. Patreon.com/watchwhatcrappens, where we have a weekly bonus episode. We have Crappens on Demand, where you can watch all of our podcast episodes. You can watch it, not just listen. And those are available for a week on there before they go to YouTube. And it's just like a fun thing. But we have quips now, and we're making little quips, and there's a good community on there. So to get the full Crappens experience, go check that out. But today, we're going to get the full yacht experience, because we're going to the Med with Captain Sandy and a group of green deckhands trying to figure things out. Ronnie, what did you think about the episode?
You know, this show gets dangerous. I mean, I get hiring nincompoops, incompetence for entertainment value, but I mean, this shit has to run, right? I get worried.
I know.
Like, none of them. I mean, at least someone on the deck needs to know what's going on. Like, yikes.
Yeah, for real. For real.
But I like it because we'll get a lot more of the homely, normal people, you know? I shouldn't say homely. It's not like they're ugly, but like homey, you know? Homey, just kind of normal people, like bowling alley people, you know? Maybe we'll see them come out a little bit more. Like, I want to know who the homely people are fucking. That's what I want to know. There's a show. Homely maids fucking.
I just loved that, like, the bulk of the episode really focused on people being bad at their jobs, not doing their jobs, being even worse at their jobs. Like, that's really all I want. That's all I want. And it was just, it's just a nice, refreshing return. I said it last week. I'm just going to reemphasize this week. After Below Deck, the last season for me was so rough with, like, really attempting to be like the real world. I'm just happy that, like, we just had ineptitude, just professional ineptitude, which is really,
we're back
that's
to
what
just
I'm looking
people
for.
sucking at jobs. You know?
Yeah, that's great. That's the American dream amongst many non-Americans on a boat. So where we left off was a tremendous bit of slapstick, which is Captain Sandy and Nathan trying to lower a jet ski, or maybe a whip. Or is the whip the tender? Whatever it is, a jet ski. They're trying to lower the jet ski onto the boat, and they can't. And they knock over this one lamp, not once, but twice. And it, like we said last week, it was so gratifying, and I loved seeing it happening all over again at the top of this episode.
Someone brought up on Crappy Hour last night how inept Captain Sandy was trying to help them with this wave runner, and it really is true. I mean, she's just standing there holding a string like, all right, you know what? Go ahead and bring it back. Bring it back. Okay. You know what? Do it. She wasn't doing anything. It's like a kid just standing there holding a balloon while all mayhem is going off around her. She's like, all right, you know what, Nathan? You're not doing it right. Just kind of bring it back a little bit. Have we talked about how Captain Sandy is kind of doing what do you call it when you stick your hand up the doll and then you speak for the doll? What do you call that?
Ventriloquism.
Have we ever talked about how she's kind of doing ventriloquism when she talks?
It's kind of a little Jody coded, huh?
Yeah. She's kind of jaw wired shut. I don't really know what it is. She's always been like that. I've always noticed it, but This episode, I was really noticing it, and I don't know if it's more because she's gritting her teeth and trying to be positive at the start of the season, because I think by the end of the season, especially watching a season for these cast members, they're so tormented by people online, like, you are incompetent, how dare you? It's like years later, and people are still like, you screwed over Hannah, you bitch, and so I think they come on to the new seasons and they really. That's us, yeah. But, imagine
who would say those things? Who would still holds a grudge against, I don't know, Malia?
Yes.
You know how people are. You know how people on the internet are.
Those people. Crazy people that can't control their emotions. You know how they are. Parasocial relationships, etc. Wouldn't know anything about it. But yeah, like 10,000 of us screaming at them. And so they come onto these seasons and they try and start positive. And you can see that Captain Sandy is really, really just doing her best to be positive. And she's just starting to grit her teeth. And I think more of her lines are just coming out like this now because she's just ready to throw people overboard, but she doesn't want to be called a bitch online. So good luck.
That's probably true. Anyway, the Wave Runner, they break the light. And everyone's watching, by the way. I thought that was like editing that they did last episode where like Asia's like, oh, but it turns out they all were watching and she's like, oh, that's your evening's entertainment. They get it down.
It's just literally just standing on the side like, look at them go. I mean, isn't this hilarious? Watch that. You should watch them try to get the roast to the day. That's coming up next. Bunch of morons. It's so fun. Just sitting there cracking up.
So Nathan's like, oh, first day, first time on the crane. I'm up here smashing nav lights. Soon as we drop anchor, man, everything's gone tits up. Fuck me, and fuck those tits too. I certainly will try to later this season.
Well, I hope you don't mind. I'm just going to stand here and hold this string lightly and watch you fail miserably. So goodbye, light. Goodbye, light. So now it's time for the first course, and we see a piece of paper that Josh the chef, has pasted up or taped up in the kitchen, and people who write themselves crazy little notes on Post-its are insane. Every insane person in their house has these little notes. People who are like, and I've done it before, and I am insane. People who have those little Post-its, and then they're like, you're good enough. Or like, you don't need to eat. You need to move. Like little positive things you put around your house. Or I used to have one on the fridge that said, don't. That's all it said. And then I
don't. Was that like your refrigerator was like having like was crying and like you were coming in for a hug and it was like don't. Because
we have these different parts of our brains, and so when I'm hungry, I wanted the like rational part of my brain to tell the irrational part of my brain later on in the day, don't. So I would come to the refrigerator and I'd see this post-it note, and it would say don't, and I'd just say fuck off. One time I actually wrote a post-it
I was about to say,
note.
Ronnie, did you think that your note would actually tell yourself, like you would actually listen to your note? As soon as before you even got to that part, I'm like, I bet you walked up to that note and said, "Oh, fuck you! You don't get to tell me what to do."
I did. I wrote I drew a dick on it. Eventually, I just drew a big dick on it. But then I looked at it again, and it was like, "Don't dick," and I was like, "Well, I don't know that I really need to be giving myself that. I don't know that I'm getting enough of that as it is, But yeah, crazy people write themselves notes and put them around, and Josh does it, and his say, "Breathe." And then he has two that say the same thing. Non-attachment.
Exclamation points. Nothing really like complements the directive to just breathe than like literally yelling at yourself through a note by yelling non-attachment, exclamation point. Non-attachment, non-attachment. Breathe.
Detach yourself from this experience. That's how traumatic it is being a chef. You're just like, just disassociate. Put yourself in a box. You're just in a box. Nothing is happening. It's like abuse language you have to use with yourself because, that is what it is. You're putting yourself into an abusive situation. Non-attachment. It's not happening. I'm just a little boy. I'm just a little boy. Poor guy.
Well, he also has another note that says, you are just cooking, so just cook. which is, hopefully that helps.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, you're just cooking. So just cook. Yeah. But like, I would like to say you're just cooking. So just cook well and on time, because I feel like it's not just about cooking. It's about like making something that's edible. And, because we've seen a bunch of people just cook and it hasn't
Yeah.
always worked out.
Well, and also I just like the positive messages I don't think help. I mean, maybe different people work differently, but I think messages need to be like, you're a fuck up and nobody likes you. Don't fuck this up. Something like that. Or like, don't suck as much as you did yesterday. Loser.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
feel
you
like,
need.
I just feel like I would leave, what my note would be? Remember 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon.
Is that true? 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon.
Yeah.
I thought it was 2. God, I just learned something.
No, you've been selling yourself short. 3 teaspoons in a tablespoon, Ben. And then I'd have the next one say 4 tablespoons in a quarter cup, Ben. And then actually, those are things I remember. But what I always forget is it's like, and I hate this, by the way. I hate this. Okay. 2 cups in a pint, 2 pints in a quart, 4 quarts in a gallon. Wait, why? Oh, 4 quarts. Yeah, 4 quarts in a gallon, right? Or 2 quarts in a half gallon.
I don't know. I know that.
But here's what I don't like. Why we're going up by 2s? Why are suddenly
gallon?
But like, why are we all of a sudden going to 4? I know I know it says quart, so it's like a clue. But don't do that to me. Like, it's either we all like. Why are we starting at 3, and then going to 2, and then 2 again, and then to 4? This is totally unhelpful.
You're right. It is unhelpful.
This should be a
what
note
else is
to
unhelpful?
yourself.
That America decided that we needed to change the metric system for everything, because trying to read recipes and then it's like, okay, 32 grams. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I don't even know how many teaspoons are in a tablespoon. Now you're going to throw grams at me? Come on.
Do you have a scale? Do you have a kitchen scale?
No, I hate scales of all kinds.
You should get a kitchen scale. It's actually a game changer.
I only had one when I used to do coke. Then I got rid of it.
No, the reason why it's a game
changer, like
changer,
an attachment to my addiction. I had to write little post-its like non-attachment. Get rid of your coke scale.
Don't.
Get rid of the coke scale.
Breathe through your mouth, not your nose. A food scale is a game changer. And the reason why is because all those recipes that call for grams, it's like no longer an issue. And the best thing is you don't need to have measuring spoons or whatever. You just put your thing on it, and then you just take a regular spoon and you like measure stuff out. You like add stuff until it reaches the number. It's like, so you actually wind up doing fewer dishes with a kitchen scale. Fun fact.
Oh, but don't
like
you don't have to wash the scale off with all the stuff that you're putting on it? You don't have to wash it between things that you're putting on there?
You're not putting it directly on the scale in my case. I usually put like a bowl or like whatever you're using. Like actually a cool technique to do is if you're making something and everything has to go into a bowl, you put your bowl next to the scale and you take the thing that you're adding and you put that on the scale and you tare it like TARE so it goes to 0, and then you remove stuff from the container, Alfredo, and you add it to your bowl. And as you add it to the bowl, the value on the scale goes negative. So if you need to add like 32 grams into your bowl, you wait till it hits negative 32, because that means you've taken 32 grams out of your supply. You put it in the bowl, and this way you don't have to worry about making your scale dirty. And also if you like have taken out too much, you can like, before you put it in the bowl, you can like put it back into the supply. And by doing this, you don't need tablespoons, you don't need teaspoons, you don't need measuring cups, don't need money, don't need fame, don't need no credit card to play this game. It's called a kitchen scale, and we're going to the future with it.
Actually, isn't it?
Well, that's a game.
Ride
you know what?
Train.
Well, I think we all know what my next note is. Ben, ride this train, not play this game.
Ben, Huey Lewis in the news. Compassion.
This is the news. Huey, we always wondered what Huey Lewis's news is. The news is a kitchen scale. He's like, hey, everyone, I've got the news for you. Use a kitchen scale.
This is the second time Huey Lewis has come into our recaps, by the way, this week. Huey Lewis is really living on.
We have to work him in every single day. Please.
He's really getting the park overall treatment today. So these other notes say compassion, and then the final note says push yourself. Push yourself.
Push yourself. Do you think he's saying
YASELF? Push yourself.
Do you think he's saying push yes? He's saying push yourself. Is he doing it in the style of what's that one song that's like in like every car commercial? It's like sort of Motown-y. It's like dun, 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 dun. I'll go back to Huey Lewis in the news. I'm sorry.
Push yourself. I think it's
or do you
like,
think is he doing it like in a Motown sound, or is he doing it in the style of like, oh, go ahead and push yourself?
I think I'm taking it as like treat yourself. You know, when people are like, you need to treat yourself. But I don't know. He's pushing himself. Here's what I think you should write down. Stop putting on clown clothes and thinking it's cute. Please stop it. It's making me cringe so hard, and they keep showing it, and it's not. It just. I feel like my wiener is going so far in my body that it's like just a tube. It's like an it's like an innie belly button is what my penis feels like every time he comes out as a clown.
It's awful. It's so awful. But I'm not gonna lie, I laughed out loud because the thing is they spring it on us when we least expect it. Like something is happening, like he's making avocado toast, and then all of a sudden he just is in it and he goes magic or whatever. And I was like, what?
I can't take it.
I can't. And he has flat ironed hair. It's like a flat ironed haired clown. It doesn't work for me. It's like watching Johnny Resnick in clown costume.
Yeah. So Da Vinci, who's the main Bitcoin guy, I mean, he wears Bitcoin socks. He's got a Bitcoin fanny pack, probably. He's got a Bitcoin purse at the table. And so they want to see what's in his purse. And he has like normal stuff, I guess, like Bitcoin slogans and stuff. And he has a tampon, and he also has gold. So
yeah, well, the girl who's they're looking through his little purse, and then the guy's like, oh, there's something in here, and then this girl next to him goes, is it a tampon, as like a joke, and then it's like a tampon, and then she's so proud of herself, she's like, I literally can't even believe how right I was. It was a tampon. Oh my god, I actually got it right. It's like, quiet, Jessica, you could see in it, we know you cheated.
So now it's time to run the plates, but are they too cold? He doesn't know, Josh. He feels so much pressure. Every element has to be perfect. Non-attachment.
And he's trying to tell everyone to hurry up because the plates are getting cold. And he's like, I'm starting to feel like Black Sabbath. And it's like, he's like, I'm getting paranoid. I'm like, this is a Bravo audience. I don't know if like all of us get the reference. Is that the song by Ozzy Osbourne that goes dun 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 dun? Okay, I really Huey Lewis really is my lane today.
I'm trying to think. My brain just did this. I don't know any Ozzy Osbourne songs.
He has like. Crazy train. That one? You know that one?
No. Mm-mm.
Well, I can't help you any further.
I'm sorry. I'm not very helpful. I'm not yes-anding you because I literally can't. I don't know anything.
Yes,
this is the only lyric I know.
Damn it. That's the song. I don't know if that's actually Paranoid.
So, okay. So
I know Paranoid by Garbage. That would have been a better reference. That would have been a better reference if he said, I'm feeling paranoid like Shirley Manson. I would have been like, thank you. That one I can give you. I think I'm paranoid.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry, listeners.
My funny Valentine. Okay, just a refresher for a cleanser for everybody.
Palate cleanser.
Yeah, palate cleanser. So V did not hold her plate properly, and it got messed up. So
terrible.
So then we go to the first course. They get Spanish prawns, which thankfully Spanish prawns, because any other kind. Passion fruit, caviar, and orange vinaigrette.
I mean, how embarrassing if they got non-Spanish prawns while they're docked in Spain. I mean, hello.
Peruvian prawns, get the hell out of here.
Corsican prawns.
Christian and Max are talking about how shitty their day was. And they're talking about the sea bobs. Are they inside? And Christian's like, well, when you put him in, you need to charge him, you know. He's like, I charged him already. He's like, okay, well, how many do we have? 2? Yeah, bullshit. How the fuck don't you know that, bro? How you don't know we have 2? How you don't know we have 2?
Max is on such a power trip. He's acting like he is the best deckhand. And he's definitely improved, but he's acting like he was not a total waste of space and a disaster 2 seasons ago. I mean, like, he was awful and he was so terrible. And now he has like no patience for this guy who admittedly is terrible as well. But like, he has no patience for this guy when he, in fact, was the bane of the entire ship's existence 2 years ago, let alone the entire audience's.
Yeah, I don't even know that there's proof that he's improved. He's just acting
I'm not
like
even sure.
He's just leading with, you know, like, I'm great. And so
it's like
people buy that sometimes, you know, like the loudest person always wins kind of thing.
It's like, you know, like if you're like a shitty second grader, you're still going to be shitty, but now you're in 3rd grade. But he's acting now that he's made it to 3rd grade that he's like on a power trip to the 2nd grader. And it's like you may be on a power trip because like technically your rank in grades is slightly higher, but you're still shitty. And
also,
you're
it's
just
not
as bad
that,
as the 2nd grader.
It's not so regular that people get a 2nd season, right? Like, you have to be kind of special to get a 2nd season. So I think maybe he thinks he's special.
Yeah, maybe.
So
everyone,
he's like power tripping to a 1st year.
So Aisha is observing the guests as they sit around at this dinner with like weird like purple mylar on the walls and stuff. And she's like, it's such an odd combination of people. Like Carl's just chiller. Da Vinci's like super eccentric. It's pretty quirky. And then there's this hot couple. Where do they come from? Maybe that's the message of Bitcoin. Bitcoin brings people together.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it does.
I mean,
Bitcoin people love Bitcoin people. They like
sure.
love each other. They're like really into each other. Bitcoin people are like, yeah, it's the future. The banks will never get me. So then Aisha is asking about food. They all love the food. Okay, let's go to the bridge with Nathan and Sandy. She's like, yeah, you know what? I just wanted to say that you know, you got to get it down quicker, you know, because it was just really going slow, you know. And when it's swinging, that's when you go fast. Get it low. If it's swinging, just crash it down into the deck. Okay, I just basically want you I want that ski bob, that wave runner. I want it to look like Hannah after one of her special cigarettes, just face down immediately.
You know, a wise man once said that when the wind is swinging the ropes, you got to get low. From the windows to the wall to the sweat runs down your jet ski. Get low, get low, get low, get low, get low. Okay? Good job. Let's have a hug.
When the going gets tough, the tough get going and going and going. Yeah.
Listen, I, as a fan of Christina Milian, I have to say, dip it low, Nathan. Next time, dip it low.
So she's like, you know, you've only been on the boat 12 hours, so I'm not going to worry about it because I'm nice. I'm a nice captain. The internet loves me. So let's just keep that going, okay? Nathan had test 42 hours before the charter began. And as a new bosun, he doesn't know the boat, he doesn't know the crew, and that's a setback. But I'm going to support Nathan, and he'll become excellent at his craft of deck leading.
His craft at lowering a jet ski a little too slowly when it's windy.
His jet ski lowering craft.
Tessa will excel at her craft of being sort of nowhere. You know, have I actually met Tessa yet? I have? Oh, okay. That's
Tessa is my favorite character so far.
Same.
I think this one, she really blossomed. I love her. And I love that she looks like a character in like a Hans Christian Andersen novel. I feel like she should be in like an old timey dress with a rolling pin in her hand, just telling the kids to slow down because she's basting a turkey, you know, as the kids run through the house.
I feel like she should be the lady who presses the buttons to make It's a Small World go and then waves at people when they come back at the end of the ride.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like when they
Um,
described her later in the episode as like she does nothing but is just judgy. She just stands around as
yes.
judgy. I was like, perfect. Love her.
Me too, because she's not silent in her confessionals. She's like they're all idiots. So she assures Nathan that they're going to figure this out together. And so he's like, oh, right, right. So he leaves. He looks terrified, as he should be. So then we
hmm
let's see. Kizzy is telling V that the rooms are messy. So like she can't just leave caddies in the hallway.
hmm
So let's get it together. Okay. Let's
No
keep them
caddies in the
organized.
hallway.
Let's keep organized. And V's like, yeah, I haven't had a lot of high end service experience, but my work ethic speaks volumes. Pick the Windex up off the floor. That is your work ethic. You're leaving shit on the ground. Go get it.
Yeah, and as she's talking about her work ethic, we see that she somehow broke the bed. There's like a panel, like a wainscoted panel that she broke, and now she's trying to reassemble it. We never really see how they do this, and like, do they have to call one of the like off-camera engineers? But I was kind of invested in this. I was like, you broke a panel on the bed, like it's clearly not going back in easily. You only have so much time before the guests are done with dinner and want to come downstairs. What do you do? How much time do you have? Like, how does this get fixed? I was like, I was into it.
You were stressing.
I was
Well, I
stressing,
liked
and
it
then they just sort of moved
because
away from it.
they're showing like they're like cutting together incompetence. Like,
hmm
it's one of those things where like, oh, she left her caddy on the ground. Oh, she broke a bed or whatever. They're putting this all together, but the voiceover is like, yeah, my work ethic definitely comes from my parents being models, because they're from Cuba and we grew up they weren't really models. They were just model work ethic people, by the way. So
They were really
they both,
attractive, though.
yeah,
They were.
they were attractive. Like their work ethic was always in bikinis. I'll tell you that. Like they had hot work ethic. They had like model quality work ethic. But they both grew up really poor. And my dad, when he grew up, like when I was growing up, he couldn't pay the electricity bill sometimes, and they couldn't pay the water bill. But he worked his ass off, and now he's the CEO of his own engineering firm. Unfortunately, he doesn't pay the electricity there either. So they do a lot of engineering in the dark, which has led to buildings falling. But you know what? They try. They have really good work ethics.
I love the irony of her dad owning a engineering firm, and yet she can't figure out how to put the panel back on a bed. Like, "Huh, if only we had an engineer."
That's why I love the editing. It's so funny. She's like giving this full on monologue while, she's like leading hell breaking loose down there.
So the guests are still receiving food, and all they want to do is jet ski. And one guy, Carl, says, "Jet skis make me feel alive."
Oh, jet skis make me feel alive. Oh,
Oh, I feel alive with jet skis. Almost as alive as I feel with Bitcoin.
I don't even need to drink anymore. I've got jet skis. I just drank a jet ski.
And then he talks about how like being on a jet ski makes him feel alive, especially when he pushes it so hard. He feels like if he falls off, he's gonna die in the water. And then Josh is like, and now here's your course of fresh fragola and tomatoes and oregano cooked down so it becomes almost like a risotto with chicken and pine nuts. It's like, yeah, perfect for someone who loves jet skiing so hard he's gonna die.
Fragola this jet ski, bitch.
What was that? Fresh tomatoes and oregano cooked down so it becomes almost like a risotto? Fuck yeah, risotto to the extreme.
So Aisha is telling V that she has to do laundry in the morning. Don't forget. And then we cut to Nathan, and he's just sitting at the back of the boat staring into the water. Memories of jet skis crashing into lights, etc.
Doesn't he fart? Or is that just what I projected onto him? I thought I heard him go. Brr.
I thought there was a fart, but I never know on this show. I feel like they're like fart lighting me.
I think if you have that haircut, you're also the kind that like sits
You're a
by the edge of
farter.
the boat and farts. Yeah.
You're an edge of the boat farter with monk hair.
Yeah.
So Captain Sandy is very impressed with Josh. She goes to tell him. He juggles an orange right into her face. And Aisha is back up. They love the main course, blah, blah, blah. It's tiramisu, guys. It's tiramisu. Who's going to be difficult about it? I'm going to guess it's the guy with the purse. Okay. And it is. It's Da Vinci.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't stand tiramisu.
Like,
So figure something out.
you literally, your name is Da Vinci. You should love all the Italian desserts.
No kidding. What the
Although
hell?
I'm kind
Who
of with
doesn't
him on
like
this.
tiramisu? What a monster. Get the fuck off
I
my
mean,
boat.
I'm a bit like indifferent to tiramisu. I just feel like I can eat it and it's fine if it were served to me. I wouldn't be like send it back. But I almost always think that there are better desserts than tiramisu.
Well, I'm not going to disagree, but if you feel that way, you need to put it on your preference sheet because there's one man cooking and he's got compassion and he is disassociating from this shit. Okay. So you can't just
Detached
be like,
from
I don't like tiramisu at the very last second. I mean, what the hell? I need some warning.
yeah. You got to put tiramisu on your preference sheet. Although I think it's such an edge case. I myself, if I didn't like tiramisu, probably would forget to mention it. But I do think that I think
I
it's
don't want
inoffensive.
gluten or tiramisu.
I don't think it's an inoffensive dessert. I just don't think it's like anything that ever makes me feel like, ooh, luxury or ooh, this is heavenly. It's just like a soft on soft dessert.
It's just there. So
It's just
Da Vinci's
there.
actually not mean about it. He's like, just give me ice cream. I don't care. Whatever you've got. So
I'd be happy
Josh,
with ice cream.
writing himself little post-its down there. And he gets a raspberry mousse instead. And that's what you get. Now you get raspberry mousse. So guess what? You're still going to get something fucking soft. And now you're going to get seeds in your teeth. Sucker!
I was impressed. Josh just had contingency desserts ready to go. And that's pretty baller, I would say. Looks like he really did detach. So he says, he's like, this is why I never get comfortable, see? Because the guests, they want to do their own thing. And then all of a sudden the shoe's dropped. And now we don't like tiramisu. So I'm like, okay. So Josh he's organized. He's very proud of himself. He's very organized. And that's what allowed him to have the flexibility to not only make tiramisu, but to also make some mousse. Now, I've never made tiramisu, but isn't it just like ladyfingers dipped in
Espresso.
dipped in something like amaretto espresso? Okay. And then what does it sit in? Like, is it butter? It's not buttercream, right? Is it?
It's like it's like a mousse, like a mousse. Like
Is it a mousse?
Thinner mousse? I don't know.
It's dipped in coffee, layered with a whipped mixture of egg yolk, sugar, and mascarpone. So it's like it's close to a mousse, but it's not.
Yeah. It's like
So I don't think it's like I don't get the sense, and I could be wrong, unless he made the ladyfingers himself. I don't think a tiramisu is like a heavy lift dessert. So he's like, wow, I made a tiramisu, and then I had enough time to make a mousse. I was like, both things are pretty easy
I
to
like
make.
that he's always prepared for people with like bad teeth. Yeah. He's just like going to make some mushy shit. He's just always going to be prepared with something mushy. So now Kizzy and Josh are talking and she's like, you all right, babe? And he's like, yeah, I'm good, babe. And she's like, good, babe. And he's like, do you mind me calling you babe? She's like, no, I love it. I love a pet name, babe. I'm a massive flirt. I love the person that I'm seeing to be like obsessed with me, but like in an unhealthy manner, but also like I don't want you like knocking on my door with a knife and being like, I want to wear your skin. You know what I mean? Like not like that kind of obsession. I just I have a big fear of like being murdered. I always have. What's wrong with this person? Everyone has a fear of being murdered. You fucking weirdo. There's no one on earth who doesn't have a fear of being murdered. It's like a totally normal fear.
She's like, I just want the princess treatment. I love the pivot from I'm really scared. Listen, I don't want a guy who's going to murder me. I just want to be treated like a princess. I was like, well, that's a pretty big extremes you got going on there.
No, I really can't tell after this monologue if she has really high standards or really low standards.
Yeah,
it's like
I can't
you go
tell
from
either.
I don't want to be murdered. I want to be treated like a princess.
So now everyone goes to bed and everyone's just like, oh God, that food was so good. And Kizzy is cleaning stuff and everyone is like turning in. Everyone's doing their nighttime stuff. And then Captain Sandy is like showing Tessa like controls. Okay, hey over there, you with the judgy face. Okay, this is a radar. Okay, just like the time, the latitude, the longitude, and just leave a note if there's gonna be a new episode of Wind coming up because my DVR has been acting up. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, you got that?
Okay, so I guess I'm stuck up here from 12 to 3. I mean, I'm happy to do some odd jobs. Unless you just like people wasting time on your ship, which I'm happy to do. So let me just write that. Okay, Captain Sandy is okay with people completely wasting their time on her ship. You want to sign off on that? Okay.
And so Nathan writes like a list of overnight jobs and everything, and then basically Max goes to sleep and this Christian is up. He takes over at 3 a.m. to do the jobs list, and so then Christian, instead of doing any of the overnight jobs, just sits on his phone and is just sitting there looking bored for hours and hours and hours on end, doing nothing.
Yeah. And then now it's the morning, and V is at the laundry machine. Aisha just told her she's going to have to do laundry in the morning. So here she is, standing in front of the washing machine and doesn't know why it's not working. She doesn't know how to work it. This seems to be a common problem. I feel like there needs to just be washing machine training. Like, this is how you use the washing machine, you know? I mean, I know it seems like they should know how, but this is below deck. They don't, you can't assume that they know how.
No, it's hard. Pushing a button is really hard. So then Max is walking around. He's woken up and he's looking at things, and he's seeing that Christian has not done any of the stuff that he was supposed to do, like Windows or Teak or, you know, the usual junk. So he's getting really, really pissed about all this. And Aisha's helping V with the laundry and everything. And she's like, you know, my first season in yachting, I was on a boat with a really misogynistic prick of a captain, and like, no matter what I did, I couldn't do it right. And that came to a head when I just said, oh, I'm fucking quitting. And I said, you must have a tiny cock to treat women the way you treat them. Fuck you. And I ran out of there, and I never came back, you know? And so I really trying to be more of a gentle leader, because I don't want to get to the point where V tells me I've got a tiny cock and then storms off the boat. And then for the next 2 minutes, we just look at Aisha while her mouth just hangs open.
Doing her silent laugh.
Which we had dinner with Aisha a few months ago, and she really does that, and she does it all the time, and it's like really a pleasure to behold. Like, she literally, like, she will bend over and just the mouth is open, and she stares at you like, do you want to do it too?
So we go back to Max, and he's very disappointed in the list, you guys. Max is a big list person, and the list isn't done. So he's like, I don't know the last question, okay? But I'm trying to hypnotize him to put fire in his ass. I put fire into his ass, right? And they're like, it's under his ass. Under his ass. Dildo. Walking dildo. Beautiful walking dildo face.
Is that what his hypnotherapy taught him, that you can use hypnosis to like motivate other people? I thought it's that you use hypnosis, like you receive the hypnosis, not that you use hypnosis to motivate people. I don't know. So they're cleaning, and he's like, Max is he's like really like trying to show, he's like being like he's being a very what's the right word, like presentational. He's really going overboard, showing he's like, I'm a cleaner, I'm cleaning, I'm doing the right thing. He's like maybe trying to lead by example, but also prove that he's the cleaner. And he's complaining the entire time.
Yeah. So he's just bitching at himself about how he's the only one who knows what he's doing. And then we go to Aisha talking to Nathan, and how yesterday was so fucked. And he's like, it was upside down. Like, I don't know where to look. She's like, here we go, here we go. So then Nathan says, hey. He's like, hey, what's cracking, Frenchman? And he's like, come, we need to talk. What did you say to Christian to organize in the morning? He did nothing. Windows, rinsing teak, nothing was done. Nothing was done.
So Nathan's like, oh, Jesus Christ. He got up and none of this was done. He's like, no. Oh, I do want to give Tessa and Christian a chance to prove that they're capable of adjusting and learning and getting on with the job as fast as possible. But I'm not even fucking around anymore. This is actually terrible. This is beyond a joke. But enough about my haircut. Am I right?
Yeah, so he's like, okay, well, Chris hasn't ticked any of this stuff off. And he's like, yes, I tell you something was wrong. Did you listen to me? I told you something was wrong. Fine ass. Fairness. So then we see Nathan and Max cleaning stuff that Christian didn't do. And then Aisha passes Sandy and gives her a high five. And she's like, oh, try better. I mean, you're a lesbian. High fives should be in your blood. That was a very weak high five.
You're right. I like my fives the way I like my the hem on my pants. Hi. Okay, this is a Capri high five. Okay, there you go.
This five is going to be so high you're going to see my ankles. Okay? Got it?
So now Christian and V and Kizzy, they're all in the crew mess, and they tell Christian he smells really nice and everything. Because V's being flirty because that's what she likes to do. She loves a flirt. She likes to be a flirt. And
he's wearing Jimmy Choo. He's wearing Jimmy Choo to work. That seems weird, right? Is that weird to be? I don't know. I feel like it's too fancy of a smell to be working a non-fancy job.
Yeah, but it is a mega yacht.
It's a mega yacht. It's a mega yacht, Sandy. It's a mega yacht.
God, I miss that guest.
Well, could you, I should dig up that clip. It's a mega yacht. It's a mega yacht.
So that was the best. So Aisha says that the guests want to go into town. Sandy's like, oh, it's a beautiful town. Have you been? Sitges? Oh, my God. It's wonderful. They call it the anti-norma of towns in Spain. It's just that pretty. Wow.
People actually want to go in it. You know what I mean? So now Max sees a bee, and he's terrified of the bee. He's like,
work better, bee. Work better. You are a bad worker. I'm better bee than you.
Yeah, he literally loses his mind. And then Josh is making some fruit. He's doing some cooking just in general. And Nathan is telling the deckhands to do some inflatable stuff, and they have and Christian's like, but there isn't enough space for it all, and he's like, but we got the whole fucking sea. He's like, oh, but then
now this Josh is doing something that I always think they should be doing on Below Deck, which is making a dish for breakfast and saying, here's what's for breakfast. Then you serve it, and then if somebody wants something else or something different, then they can tell you, because breakfast is one of the biggest clusterfucks on this show when people start ordering a million different things. And I've always felt like if you just tell them, okay, here's what's for breakfast, in this case it's a poached egg avocado, and then you just say this is what you're getting for breakfast, and if they want something different then they're allowed to. Well, he does that and it blows up in his face. So
well, but the thing is, they should have just served it. They should have served it and then said, does anyone want anything else, anything different? Not so. Instead, Aisha wound up saying like, "Oh, we're gonna be serving this," and then they're like, "Actually, can I have this?" So like really eliminate all the options as possible. Just get it straight ahead, right in front of them.
Here's your fucking breakfast. You want to change
avocado.
It? They should have just served everybody tiramisu with an egg on top.
So Kizzy is cleaning. She has too many rags in her caddy, which feels like that's British slang for something. Oh, you darling, you've got too many rags in your caddy.
How dare you? You ding dong.
You really need to focus on your career. Too many rags in your caddy at the moment.
She's like, I'm not sure if he has like a passion for detail. Is she English? What is she?
She's English, yeah.
She is.
No.
So, but at the same time, it's great for me because now I look like a rock star, like the best ever. And it's great because I can be like, oh, V did that wrong. You know, that sounds horrible, doesn't it? I was just flirting with you. I love to flirt.
And then I think she like knocks over like a little jar when she says that. Okay, so toxic lady incoming. So Nathan is trying to get the tender ready for this excursion and everything, and people are just being slow. It's like, Christian Tassa, did you copy my last thing? Christian Tassa, hello? Oh, Jesus. So he goes over to them and he's like, Tass, Christian, you need to be on your radios. And Christian's like, bro, where's my radio? He's like, it's here now, right here. He's like, oh, sorry, bro.
I need more urgency. So then we see Josh talking about the avocado poached eggs. He's like, okay, guys, I've got avocado poached eggs and bacon. And Da Vinci's like, yeah, I'm going to need a ham and cheese omelet. And then his fiance is like, yeah, I just want avocado with no egg on it.
With
and
nuts.
Da Vinci's like, yeah, and also I want a sunny side egg. And she's like, yeah, can I have nuts on my avocado? Thanks.
Can I have an egg with nuts also, please? Can I have an egg with nuts, please, also? Thank you.
Can I have an egg with the sunny side runny, but well done up, but also down to the side with some walnuts? That would be really great.
Can I get a Japanese rolled egg, please? And can you put a little top hat on it so it looks fancy? Thank you.
Can I get a Spanish egg? I only want Spanish eggs. Do not try to
Here's a
serve me a
question.
Peruvian egg.
Can you just serve me here's what I want. I want a sous vide parsnip, but then when it's ready, cut it out and carve it to make it look like an egg, but we all know it's actually a parsnip. Thank you so much.
I want a Bitcoin egg.
Bitcoin.
I only eat Bitcoin.
Stop boiled Bitcoin, please. So Josh
How
is
many
like,
confirmations did this egg have before it was served to my table?
So this sets up a wonderful moment. So Josh is like, oh God, eggs with nuts and hard-boiled eggs and caviar. It's not hard to make, but it's like I've set myself up, I've organized myself, and now it's kind of gone to shit. Oh dear. You know, it's essential for me to have my galley in order because, well, get ready, everyone. I used to be a little bit out of control in my personal life.
Oh, you don't
I took drugs
say.
for many years. Cooking saved me. Growing up, the people.
Say. A chef and a clown used to be a heroin addict. I don't believe it. I do not believe it.
Cooking saved me from drugs. Growing up, the people around me in town, the town I grew up in, everyone was just kind of doing it. Everyone was doing drugs. My grandmother, my mum, my gran, my dog, the postman.
The mayor.
The person at the drugstore obviously was doing it. Well, everyone was doing drugs.
The
So at
drugstore.
14, it'd be pills on the weekend, cocaine. You know, during the weekdays, it was softer stuff like black tar, heroin, and LSD. Maybe we'd just choose some children's Advil. I don't know. Really anything we get our hands on. But the weekends is when we went real crazy.
Oh my gosh, it is crazy. There are so many sober people in the kitchen. And I've worked in kitchens my whole life. And there really are just, that theory is true. I mean, there are a lot of like ex-addicts working in kitchens, yet there's always Coke in kitchens as well. Like it's always the best place to find Coke. So I don't really know. It's a conundrum. It's a conundrum, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But they show pictures of him to prove that he was a drug addict, I guess. So he's telling a story like, oh, yeah, you know, I was really young. I was on drugs. And they kept showing him. He never looked the same in one picture. It was one of those things. I couldn't even tell who he was. I was like, who are these? These are a lot of really odd looking white people with bruised under eyes. Like, I don't even know who any of these people are. Which is him?
It was like they kept on showing pictures of like three pasty Corey Feldman-esque British boys. And I was like, which one? I think that one's him, but it could be that one. And they kept on showing them through the years growing up. And I was like, who are these other two boys? And is this like a tricky thing? It's like Highlights Magazine or something. Like which one is different in which picture? But yeah, it was the age old, I was on drugs, cooking saved me. And now I'm a clown, you know, it's as cliche as it comes.
Yeah, and now I'm a clown. Yeah. So he got sober in 2019. And, you know, is it better to burn out or is it better to fade away? I don't know. I'll tell you what. Both of those things are better without clown makeup. Okay. So, now he's making breakfast, and Da Vinci's fiance is writing something. I'm sure something really romantic. And Carl's like, oh, you should say, he's like, you know what? Like sitting here, like being with you guys and having nothing to say to each other. Like, it's really nice, right? Because it's like quiet. Like, listen to it. Isn't that comfortable? Isn't it? Isn't it? Why is nobody talking? Is it me? Am I ugly?
Carl.
Am I too skinny? Is everybody sick of my white jeans? What is happening?
Sandy and Nathan are hanging around, and Nathan looks at the water. He points at the water, and he's like, "Oh, there's loads of jellyfish in the water." And Sandy's like, "Oh yeah, you'll just make the guests really aware, and we'll scare the jellyfish off." By the way, do jellyfish get scared off? I feel like jellyfish don't even have brains; they just float to things, and they just have
Jellyfish
instinct.
ain't scared of shit. They can sting
They're
you.
not.
they can sting you with their minds. They do not give a crap. Okay.
They
And
just
also,
float
I've
in.
never seen jellyfish like this, where they're just, first of all, they're the kind that's, I don't know. We talked about this in the preview when we saw some jellyfish, but they're kind of like chunky jellyfish. I don't know. They're not like as, you know, how some jellyfish are. These are like solid mushroom looking fish. They're big and they're like kind of at the top of the water, like it's feeding time, and they're waiting for worms to be dropped into the water. It's really weird. They're like koi. They're like koi jellyfish.
They were beautiful. They were beautiful, and they were like very like visible too. Like some jellyfish you can't really see very well, but these were very obvious. But what's so funny is I did a Google search. I said, "Can you scare a jellyfish?" And you know Google always offers an AI answer. And it got a little sassy with me. It says, "No, you cannot, quote unquote, scare a jellyfish." I was like, okay, no need for the quotes, no need for for the derision.
Damn.
And it says, "No, you cannot scare a jellyfish because they lack a brain and cognitive abilities to feel fear or other emotions." Dummy,
Damn.
idiot. Thank you, Google, for shaming me.
Moron.
So the answer is you can't scare them, okay? They just have a nerve net that allows them to sense and react to environmental changes. Well, I'll give them an environmental change. It's called put on some capri pants, you jellyfish, and get out of here. Scram.
I prefer a flowier jellyfish. I don't like these like thick, staunch jellyfish. I don't like them.
I like these ones. You like the ones that have the big sort of like
Like a
almost like the stuff that's
caftan.
on a pirate. Yeah,
You know,
okay.
where it's like flowing, like a caftan in the wind, where they're like, "Oh, I'm a jellyfish. How are you,
know which one
doing? What are you doing today? I'm doing nothing. I'm smoking cigarettes on my deck and listening to classical music. What are you doing?" And you're like, "Oh my God, has that person ever worked? Has that jellyfish ever had a job? Their caftan's just blowing." These are like little staunch, like the mushrooms from Mario Brothers. I don't
I like
these
them.
ones.
They're like little button mushrooms. I like them. They have that nice sort of like blue tint. And like sometimes I don't like the jellyfish that have all those like ruffles. You know, like their sort of like tentacles have like lots of business, almost like the front of a pirate shirt or something. I don't like
Yes.
jellyfish like that very much. These I like. They were very classic. But I kind of I really hate that jellyfish sting so much, because it's like if you don't have a brain, it's like not fair that you can hurt people, but you don't have a brain. Like it's not. If you hurt me because like
Have you not been paying attention to politics?
well, my point remains. I don't like mindless hurting of people. And that goes for you, jellyfish. Now I get it. It's like, no, it's because they don't have a brain. They need to have some sort of defense. Otherwise they'll just get eaten up. I'm like, fine. But like, I just don't think it's fair that they're the ones who are just being thoughtless, literally thoughtless. They can't have thoughts. And yet they can get away with like terrifying an entire boat. Being like,
We
oh,
don't
well,
know what they can think and what they can't think. I don't believe that jellyfish don't have thoughts. They do.
I believe that they don't. I believe they do not have thoughts.
You do? How would
I
we
think
know?
they just.
We think we know everything. What the fuck do we know? We're not inside a jellyfish. The fuck are we?
All right,
gonna know?
I won't erase the jellyfish. Jellyfish is like
Yeah, jellyfish
Who
are
am I?
people too.
jellyfish are people too. Everyone, there it is.
Yeah.
So these jellyfish are floating around, and Max is like, "Ooh la la! Oh, I love these beautiful blue paper chandelier jellyfish. They are fucking gorgeous. They look like." Majustuki. He's like, "Oh, I love it. I just want to touch it. I want to touch it on top." And they're like, "Well, don't touch it. It's going to sting you." He's like, "No, you can touch on top. It's only the tentacles that will hurt you. It's okay. Don't worry about the tenties." "Ah, yes, I'm going to pet the jellyfish on top."
So it's like trying to grab the jellyfish from the top, which this is why I'm glad that they can sting, because stupid fucking people like Max.
Yeah, I take
you
it
know?
all back, actually.
Like,
Actually,
what are
'cause I was
they
definitely on the
doing?
jellyfish's side with this.
Like, they're doing nothing. They're just trying to like relax by a boat, you know? And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to grab it by the head." And so he grabs it, and then he can't get a hold of it, but he does touch it. And then he starts rubbing his eyes, and he had jellyfish splooge on his hands, and he touched his eye, and now he's going to go blind.
Now he's burning. God, I can't believe you had such a negative reaction to touching a jellyfish voluntarily. It remind me of on Below Deck Adventure, there was this awful deckhand who like scooped up grabbed a fish and then he like ate it. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And it's like this, like, why are you touching the fish? Like, do your job, do your food and don't touch the jellyfish. And now look what you've done. Now you got jellyfish splooge in your eye, and you're like, you can't see. Like, I would have been afraid I would have lost my eye, because it's like the jellyfish thing is not nothing. Like, this guy's an idiot.
Yeah, and that's one of the things you go to the hospital for, and you're like bleeding out of your eyes, and they're just like, you're so stupid. It's like people who go in there with like a Coke bottle up their butt. They're like, they're like reconsidering their lives. You know, like, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? So Aisha is like, Nathan, could you go see Max? He touched a jellyfish and touched his eyes, and his eyes are on fire, and I would help him, but I can't see through my tears of laughter. So if you could help him. So they're trying to help him. Nathan's like, what an idiot. So now Josh is complaining because these people are crazy. And then Sandy goes down to check on Max. And he's like, it is like Tabasco in the eye. She's like, oh, God, why'd you touch the fish? Why?
She really is looking at him like, why'd you do that? It's like every time I see a guy, emerging from a date with Norma, I'm like, why'd you do it?
Why would you do that? She's just kind of laughing at him. She's like, go put fresh water on it in the crew mess. Hey, we've got some Nespresso pods. Try those. So he goes
does anyone
down
want
there.
to pee on Max's eye? Anyone? No? Okay, I guess I just have to use the water.
So now Aisha comes down with a huge breakfast order. And Da Vinci, meanwhile, is complaining about green juice, looking too healthy. Which, of course, he does.
Yeah, of course. And then one of the ladies observes that when there's caviar on a boiled egg, she goes, that's eggs on eggs. Okay. So Carl, I love the caviar. It's like eggs on eggs. Did someone say that already? What? You already did? Oh. And Max is washing his eye like crazy. He's got all sorts of stuff on his face now. He looks crazy.
So Nathan's like, oh, my God, these people are idiots. I wish I had my other team back from last year. And Aisha's like, yeah, you've got to constantly monitor everything they do. I mean, for safety, but also for entertainment. I mean, it's been really fun watching them. So now we cut down to Tessa, and Tessa and V are looking for stuff and to help. And one of them wants to get vinegar. And someone's like, you can't put vinegar on an eye. But I do love the idea that they would like, do we have any battery acid to put on Max's eye? Anybody? All right. You know what we should do? Scoop out his eye with a spoon and then put it in the dishwasher.
I don't know how to use it. Between Tessa and V, I'm going to assume it was V who suggested the vinegar, and Tessa was like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So now his eye is like swollen shut. He looks crazy. And Nathan's like, Jesus. It's like, well, what did we do in a past life to deserve this? He's like, oh, I can probably think of many things, So now they're going to go on an excursion.
Excursion time. And Tessa's cleaning plates. And Tessa's like, what the fuck? With Christian not knowing what the whips are. And Nathan smashing in a light. And now a man's just been Steve Irwin on the fucking swim platform. Yeah, my grandfather was a cat. By the way, too soon. Steve Irwin.
I was like,
how dare you? Steve Irwin was dancing right international treasure. Yeah, his son is on Dancing with the Stars. Watch your goddamn mouth. And that was a stingray.
Yeah, by the way, there's a difference between a jellyfish and a stingray. Okay, you better be more sensitive, ma'am.
Yeah.
Tessa.
And she's like, my grandfather was a captain, and my family, we've got a catamaran. So, yeah, I know how a boat is meant to be run. No, you know how a catamaran is meant to be run, ma'am. This is a super yacht, Sandy.
The producer says, well, what would your grandfather say to Nathan right now? She goes, get a better haircut. And then just cut to Nathan.
Then I started like printing out pictures and cutting them out to like make a stand wall for her. I was like, okay, this is my kind of girl. I love her.
Yeah, I think where the rule is, like, if your name is Tessa and you're on Bravo, we're gonna like you. So we're 2 for 2 with our Tessas.
So let's go to the excursion. Someone's like, oh my God, we're going on that beach. There's poor people there. That's disgusting.
And Kizzy is putting together a tablescape. Nathan's talking to Sandy, and he's like, He's like, that feels good, right? Like just getting someone else doing the tender, just a wee bit of weight off the soldiers. But who's driving it? Oh, Christian is. He's done it before. He feels very confident. It's like, maybe not a wise choice given that this guy doesn't seem to know what he's doing at any time.
Yeah, maybe test him first.
Yeah.
I don't know. Make sure he can drive it first. So, of course, we cut to the tender where Christian doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And he doesn't know how to get it untied, which is a huge problem. So he can't figure out how to go. And Max is like, back it up. We'll drive it fast to the shore. Get higher to the gates. Go. Hurry, hurry, hurry. And Christian's like, no. So Christian, we get some backstory from him. He's from a small city in Colorado or in Colombia called Villavicencio, right? Villavicencio. Villavicencio. So he didn't like it, okay? Because he experienced bullying when he was in high school, probably because his eyes are always shocked. He's always like
I was bullied by all the women giving me their numbers on napkins. So much. So I became really aggressive.
Lane. What is it? Is everybody after you or is everybody bullying you? He's like, so I became really aggressive. And when I feel someone trying to step on me, my reaction immediately is like on fight mode. And Max is pretty demeaning, which is why I'm not going to be able to untie this boat for another hour. It's bullying.
That triggers me. So, so now the guests get off this boat. They go into town and they all go walking around and everything. And Christian takes the tender back and, people are cleaning on the boat and stuff. And Kizzy's talking to Nathan and she's like, I can't wait for tomorrow. I want to dance and not get murdered. And he's like, oh yeah? Do you really want me to turn it on? What? The charm? He's like, the charm. Go for it. Well, I will turn it on. Love to see it. Guarantee you. Yeah. I'll be up there. All right. That concludes Kizzy and Nathan Theater.
Super hot, guys. She's like, yeah, when I'm single, I just feel free to act however I want to act. And this one time I was on a date with a guy and I slept with him. And then I found out he's in a cult. And I don't want to say everything in case he comes out and murders me or something. I'm afraid of being murdered. I'm wacky Kizzy.
What does sleeping with a guy and finding out that he's in a cult have to do with you saying that when you're single, you feel free to act however you want? It's not like did you kill him or something afterwards? Or did you light his house on fire? I'm waiting for the thematic connection of how sleeping a guy who is in a cult has to do with doing whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't really understand most of what Kizzy says, except that she's trying to be like a fun loving, and it's not really working so far. I just need her to be an asshole because you see it coming. We see many signs of it coming. I just need the villain side to come out because the nice part, I'm not buying the nice part, but I think I'm going to buy the villain part.
Yeah. So they just flirt some more and it's very uninteresting. And Aisha is continuing to point out all the local stores. Like, there's a really cool store where they make their own clothing. And Da Vinci's like, yeah, I wear Gucci and Louis Vuitton and also tchotchke socks that have bitcoins on them. So I don't think I need any local clothing from Sitges or however.
His fiance is like, no Gucci, no Louis, no. That's a no from me. I'm with somebody who has the right to say that they don't want to eat tiramisu whenever they want. You think I'm going to shop in a poor person's store? Disgusting.
Josh can't find potatoes. And Tessa's wandering around. She's not sure what she's supposed to be doing.
I'd just like to remind these people that they're on a 50% off cruise.
Yep. That's a good point.
I hate when people come on Below Deck and oh my God, I'm so rich. I'm not going in a store without Gucci. Really? Because you're on a Groupon cruise right now. So please.
Yeah, there's that too. Christian is in the crew mess and he is talking to the girls and he's like, hey girls, I have a question. Max or Nathan? And Kizzy's like, oh, he. I don't want to say anything. I'm coy. And Christian's like, well, I won't tell. Tell me. I won't tell. Come on, just a little guess, a little more. Which one do you want to do? And V says that Max would kiss better. They both say it because he's French.
I think it's Max in the title of French Kiss, So I
Like
guess
Max would not be a good kisser. I feel like he would think he's a good kisser, and then it'd be like all over the map.
Yeah. But they think he's going to be really passionate. And Kizzy's like, he'd be like, I'm going to hypnotize you. Like, oh, which is interesting because he also is trying to hypnotize people. So it's interesting that she picked up on that. And Christian's like, yeah, I've been out of the game for so long. I think I'm shit now. I mean, I used to be good, but I'm not in it anymore. I just get all these numbers thrown at me all the time, but I just never call them. Yeah. See, I told you I didn't believe he got a number on the boat. This guy has no game.
No game.
And a handsome guy too. He's just a gameless guy.
Gameless, handsome. So then Aisha is like,
gameless, recognize gameless. Okay.
hello, gameless. Aisha, gameless. We're ready for a ride back to the boat. Can you please pick us up in sea chairs? And so he like goes down to the boat at 5:41. And then this is where Christian has no idea what to do. He's like, I think all he has to do is unclip like three ropes or something like that, and he's totally lost. He's completely confused by this process.
And so we get a typical below deck scene of people on the deck going, wait, are you coming or are you not coming? Because we called you to come and you're not coming. These people are yelling at the pools. Please come. And he's like, coming. But he can't get the ropes undone. Finally he does. And he gets there, after the time has ticked and ticked and ticked and ticked. And now everyone's frustrated. And Max is like, he's slow. He's a snail, bro. I don't understand why you are stupid like this. Just do the thing we're asking you to do.
I mean, this is Max, who is the one last week when there was an issue with something was floating away, and he just jumped into the water to like go get it when Nathan was there with the boat already. So like, it's not like Max has great instincts either.
Yeah.
Although I guess you could say he has developed some sort of hustle now, like useless hustle. He's one of those people. So
that's not really hustle. He's just going to criticize everyone around him to make himself look better. He's one of those.
Well,
even though he's got a point.
Yeah. So Max is saying that you cannot be slow in your thing. And Aisha's like, the number one thing is a sense of urgency. That's going to drive Nathan crazy. Christian's so slow. And Nathan is more than capable of running the deck team, But you're only as good as your worst person.
So Christian finally comes, and now people get to go, back on the boat or whatever. So Nathan is trying to talk to V while she's eating, and she's like, what? And it's like, fuck off. So he leaves. She's eating out of an entire tray of communal potatoes instead of putting them on a plate.
I noticed that.
What the hell?
I was like, why are you eating out of the tin? This is not your trough. Okay, get a plate. So now the guests are going to be are back, and it's time for more jet skis. And then I think like Max is asking if they have gas or something like that, or Nathan is, and Christian says he checked and they were at half. So then Nathan's like filled them all the way up, and Tessa is just standing there with her arms crossed, annoyed. She's like, I cannot believe these two.
And Nathan says, yeah, Tessa, she's just a little judgmental ghost. She doesn't speak. She just goes around like judging everything, judging you. She doesn't work. She just judges. That is work, sir. She's entertaining me. I love her.
Yeah, exactly. I love that she's just sort of like
ghost.
She's like
it's
Tinkerbell.
Such a perfect way to put it, because she's just like standing there like she's not speaking, but you can see that she's like idiot.
Yeah. I mentioned, I think, on the podcast that like about 2 weeks ago or so, I watched the original Peter Pan for the first time. And I never really realized how judgy and kind of awful Tinkerbell is. But sort of in this way, Tessa's sort of like a good Tinkerbell. And she just sort of is there, and she's just giving nasty looks. But she's flittering about, not really doing anything. But you get the sense that she may also be like responsible for the demise of like something precious, like, your hideout.
Yeah. So Nathan is talking to Sandy, and he's like, well, I preach to them every time they come in to check them refuel, but they're coming in and they're not being checked. And she's like, uh-oh. It's going to be great. This season's going to be great. I just feel it. And so now the deck team is talking, and Tessa's like, did someone just fart?
This is going in the book. Um,
She's
I'll
like,
write a book about this.
9:27 a.m. Someone farted. Nathan didn't do anything about it. What kind of catamaran is this?
So Aisha is talking to Josh. Are you coping mentally? He's like, yeah, I'm tired. I'm good. But detach. It's just cooking, right? Breathe. Okay, that's interesting. And V is dealing with her washing machine. She's continuing on her journey. It seems like she may be she's like smelling the clothes out of the washing machine and they don't smell good, which makes me think like, oh, you forgot to put in detergent, didn't you? Okay, baby steps on this front. You can do it, V.
So Josh is complaining about the guests because they're so picky. And he's like, I don't need fucking guests who are trying to stump me. I just want to serve you good food. You'll be happy. I'll be happy. We can all live happily ever after. And we start seeing the clown facade start to crumble. So first chorus, Josh is like, keep the plates flat, please. Don't mess up my plating. Keep it flat. Which is actually a valid thing to tell them because V is like, just walking around with hot dog fingers over there.
So Nathan's telling Sandy, that's going to be a hard season, I think. No, it's not. Okay. Listen, it's like a guy going on a date with Norma. It won't be hard. Okay. You're just learning the ropes.
That guy's going to be as mushy as one of your tiramisus. Okay.
It's going to be one big limp season. Okay. That's what I'm trying to say.
So Nathan's like, it's gonna be a hard season. She's like, no, it's not. You're just learning the ropes. It's gonna be great. The internet's gonna love me this season. So then we cut to Tessa just muttering to herself while Christian's stuffing his face. And she's like, oh my God, I'm just over this. Everyone's just so angry all the time. Who's angry? You haven't seen anything yet. This is below deck.
This is light. So Nathan's just telling Sandy that it's like he just doesn't have time to train the crew. She's like, no, you have to though. It's like, yeah, I guess so. It's like, you'll have time. It's like, instead of like taking the afternoon, I know you deserve an afternoon off, but like if you want to train the crew, like you have to have some training time then do your time. Use your time wisely and then party, okay? Work first, party later, okay?
So people see the guests are watching them talk and they're like, oh my God, what are they talking about? So they do voiceovers. I'm Captain Sandy and I don't make things messy. And, you know, if you have a pair of jeans, you better cut off 2 inches off the bottom or people aren't going to see your ankles. And what kind of boat is this going to be? Have you ever heard of Geraldine Ferraro? Did she run for president or was she a famous tennis person? What was that lady's name? God, I forgot. Jesus, she's hot. She's so good at tennis.
And then it cuts to Sandy being like, listen, Nathan, if you got a pair of jeans, you got to cut 2 inches off, okay? Have you ever heard of Geraldine Ferraro? Is she a tennis player or not? I don't know what she is, but she's pretty hot. I was like, wow, they really got it right.
So Christian's talking to Tessa still, and he's like, yeah, I tend to lose my shit very easily. Like today, I've been in that like cracking point a couple of times, but I'm just like, it's okay. I'm like, the rope doesn't want to come off the tender. The rope just doesn't want to come off the tender. I mean, it's Max's fault somehow, right? I mean, like, how about I just chill? How about I just chill? And she's like, yeah, this fucking guy's shoving his face full of food and he's not keeping his mouth closed while he eats. What kind of catamaran is this?
What an idiot. He like literally can't even like keep his calm for like 2 seconds. Like, why are you even in this industry? Am I right? So Captain Sandy is like, look, this crew, they need clear directions, even if you write it down. Okay, this is our first charter. They will get in a routine. Don't you worry about it. So then a lady starts sneezing at the table and they all laugh at her. She does it 9 times. And Da Vinci is disturbed. Then we got to Kizzy trying to figure out how to turn on the reading lights. So then they can't get the lights on at the bedside, and that's a problem. And everyone's running plates to the tables and everything.
So Josh now we get some food served, and it's like a 12 out of 10, chef. This was amazing. It's 12 out of 10. So good. And then we cut to Josh dressed as a clown going, happy, happy, happy. Please stop. It's scaring me. It's scaring me every time I see it.
And then they have like a burst of fire behind him. I was like, this is disturbing. So Tessa's like, fuck, my feet hurt. I'm not used to standing so much. God, what a shitty catamaran we're on right now. Am I right, everyone? Max is like, Max is like, yeah, I say this to Christian. We have to have the same struggle. We all have the same struggle every day. You know, it's not just him, okay? She's like, yeah, I see a fight brewing between the two of you. It's fucking coming, okay? I'll be over there in the corner watching and smiling.
And Nathan heard it. So he asked her later, he's like, did you say you could see a fight brewing? And she's like, yeah, Christian and friggin' Max. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to watch tomorrow and I'm going to observe. I'm going to observe it. You haven't noticed that these two hate each other? Come on, Nathan. Where you at, buddy? Yeah. Stop farting at the end of the boat and pay attention. So next,
then
there's a beetle at the table.
Yeah, and they're like, I'll give you $5 to eat the beetle, which goes to show that these guys really aren't that rich. Because a real millionaire would be like, I'll give you $1,500 for the beetle, but not $5. You guys can't come on this boat and pretend that you're like Bitcoin billionaires. And then when you make a simple bet, it's only for $5. That's just not the way, like fake rich people are supposed to act.
Ding. Kizzy is getting a text from Mystery Tommy. Another text from Tommy. Tommy's like, you free? Just drive into the club if you want to FT. And she's like, no, baby, I'm working. Sorry. You have to FT somebody else. So we don't know who Tommy is, but it's going to become important later, I'm sure. Yeah. So now it's bedtime. The guests, Aisha tells Sandy that the guests are happy. Max is chugging milk straight from the carton, which is great, without his shirt on. And a lot of people need to be taught what communal food is on this boat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. Kizzy walks by and she sees Max doing this and she's like, you're such a fucking slut. Yeah, you go, ooh, look at this. Got my muscles out. Look at me. Look, I'm right by the camera. Muscles out, drinking milk. Look at me. He's like, whoa, you come saying I'm a slut? I didn't talk to you. I was drinking my milk in peace. And she's like, ooh, I love biceps and shoulders. And you've got a massive ass too. And he's like, Kizzy know what she's doing. Ooh la la, it's crazy. So she's pretty much just like she's trying to see where she can get any sort of traction with any of these guys.
Yeah, she's flirting with every single guy to see who she can hook. So she's like, love it. So then Nathan leaves a job list on the bridge again. And then we cut to Tessa and she's like, oh my God, everybody around here is fucking stupid. I can't take it. Nobody under here understands the importance of catamaran rules. So then Nathan goes to check on Josh and him talk. And Nathan's like, yeah, a couple of the Dex teams just need to, I don't know. And Max comes in. He's like, yes, what do you need? And he's like, well, switch it on. But Max is flying. Max is doing great. And he's like, my feet doesn't touch the floor anymore. This is how I fly. All the way up, bro. I start to be hornier. I'm not thinking with my brain anymore. Oh, I'm so horny.
Christian's like, why are you horny, man? He's like, oh, well, my first sex, I was 13. And Nathan's like, oh, I was actually 13 as well. And Christian's like, really? They're like, yeah. And then Christian's like, I was 18. I was late. And Christian's like, he's like, yeah, yes, everyone. I was 150% a late bloomer. Oh my God. Could you imagine anyone losing their virginity at 18 years old? I remember everyone was like 15 and 16 and, kissing girls, having girlfriends. And I was like, I was the only one in my group who just had nothing. So I made up this girlfriend. Her name was Alejandra. And I used to say that she was from the neighborhood next to mine. And then we had a date we'd go to the movies and we were making out because we were in our teens and I wasn't really like good with the ladies yet at all. Like, has that changed?
Yeah. So Max likes Kizzy and Christian's like, yeah, she's got a lot of energy. So then we cut to Kizzy and she's in the bunk on top of the covers, scrolling through her phone. And she's FaceTiming someone. Is it Tommy? But we're not sure. And she just says she wants him to know that she's alive. And she's like, yeah, I love the crew. Yeah, there's loads of English people here. And there's Irish, Josh's Highlands. And, I just want to fuck everyone. Like, everyone's just so fucking sexy. And then we cut back to the kitchen where everyone's like, yeah, Kizzy's sexy.
Yeah, but Nathan says, we have to keep it professional. save it for the night out. You mad bastard. So Kizzy's like, yeah, I want to bang everyone because they're all hot. So, yeah. And so they're like, oh my God, there's going to be drama next time. Okay, well, it's the next morning now.
Next morning, Banana goes out. How are things on deck? It's good. Everything's great. V's decorating the table. And Aisha wants her to have a bowl of jams. And she's like, already got the jams. They're right over there. And Aisha's like, oh my God, she's finally getting it. Oh. So Sandy comes to the bridge. They're hauling anchor at 9. Okay, guys, everything's going great. It's going to be a great season. So then Nathan realizes that, because Max tells, and that the stuff wasn't done again last night. Dun, dun, dun. Christian just sat around doing nothing. Again, was he not told yesterday not to do nothing? I don't think he was.
Yeah, I think he's just lazy. He's very, very lazy.
He didn't do shit 2 nights in a row.
I think that, like, because he was like a pilot, as a pilot, he's sort of like, he's like the BMOC on a plane. And I think having to do this sort of like menial labor is like, I think it's hard for him. I think it's like below, like, I think he just is like, I shouldn't have to do this. I'm a pilot. So,
he's not happy about it. And now Fee sees a poop stain on the toilet. She's not happy about it. It's the yearly poop stain on below deck. And Kizzy's like, oh, good for him. Had a good poo. Good for that guy. I feel like it's Da Vinci's.
Oh, 100%. So everyone's getting ready. It's time to come into the port. And Nathan's giving instructions. It's time to dock. And one thing that we do know is that when you have to dock, you have to be quiet because the captain needs to hear like all the distances and everything like that. So naturally, Christian and Max start arguing really close to Sandy, like close enough that she can turn around and be like quiet. Because Christian's like, man, in 35 minutes, that I've done that before, but like just babbling about stuff. And Mac's like, but that is why you don't know something. It's better repeat. Repeat it over and over again. Because I was like, hey, okay, I need you guys not talking on the bow and paying attention. Thank you. Okay, I'm trying to basically hug this port with this boat. Okay, we need to have a successful hug. So everyone be quiet. I need to hear the distances.
Yeah, so Nathan hands Tessa the remote control thing, and she's like, wait a minute, but how do I do this? And so he's like, oh, Jesus, I can't do everything at one time. And so Max is trying to help Christian, and Kizzy is like, yeah, I don't think this is going well. Sandy's like, I need measurements. Why is nobody giving me calls? Where's the distances? What the hell's going on here? I need Nathan to be more concise and actually talk to me. But Nathan is trying to show people how to use remote controls and keep everybody from talking. And so there's no communication. It's getting super frustrating.
And then it's time for Tessa to throw the lines onto the dock. And then she's like, I don't want to do it because what if I throw it, lands in the piece? I just don't want to be. And they're like 3 feet from it. And Nathan's like, oh, Jesus. So he throws the lines over, and Sandy's watching it all. And she's just like, this is a total shit show.
And Tessa's being super judgy about everything. But like, you can't be on a deck team and not throw a rope. Like, you have to know how to, you have to be able to throw a rope. That's kind of part of the job. So then everyone's watching, and Da Vinci's like, oh, God, what are all these poor people staring at us for? It's like they've never seen a boat docking before. So get your own boat to stare at. Pause.
And then Max and Christian and Nathan, they're like pulling this rope because they need to create tension, but they're like not doing a good job. So they're losing tension. And Max is like, oh, I'm trying to teach something to Christian. And you feel like there's nothing happening in that brain. The brain is like not even happening. And so it's just like they're just like all yelling at each other. So Nathan's telling them they've got to hurry up and everything. But like Max and Christian are still like being like, they just cannot figure out how to do this rope situation.
Yeah, it's not going well. And so they're fighting and it's chaos, but they're done. They finally get it done, right? So then it's Captain Sandy comes down, and the guys are just chilling. They're like sitting around, and she's like, you two, no sitting like that when I'm coming into a port. And Nathan's like, yeah, no talking. And she's like, yeah, pay attention to the boat, guys. You understand? Today's docking was complete chaos. Christian has no idea what he's doing. And Tessa, I don't know where she is because she doesn't talk. I mean, we look like amateurs because we are.
So now there's time to get into whites to say goodbye to the guests, and they line up, and Nathan is like, he tells the deck crew like, okay, take your sunglasses off when you say goodbye, which is funny because Sandy keeps her sunglasses on the entire time. And they go and the guests leave and say goodbye, and that's nice. They actually are, for being like as douchey as they are, they really were not that bad. Like we've seen much douchier and much worse. They were by and large okay. They were okay. They were mid to low pack, but they were like fine. So they left. They thought it was the best time, and now it's time for the tip meeting. And while they're getting changed for the tip meeting in their cabin, Christian and Nathan are talking, and Christian's like, "Oh, you know, Da Vinci? I was watching some of his videos last night. It was really quite good." And so Nathan's like, "Oh, were you watching the videos when you were on night shift instead of bringing out the lines and the fenders, which we had to do in transit?" And so Christian's like,
Yeah, we see a flashback to him watching Bitcoin videos instead of doing his work. Well, Chris, 4 sausage fenders. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that." Yeah, 2 nights in a row, dude. So he's like, "Yeah, you got to check. Nathan, please come to the bridge. Have a seat. Here's what I need from you. The docking, I'm coming in. I can't see. I should technically be able to drive this boat from here. Just listening to you. Did Geraldine Ferraro play tennis? Please."
Is Geraldine Ferraro big in Ireland? Okay, who's bigger, Enya or Geraldine Ferraro?
What was the name of the tennis lady that she loved? That came
Gigi
on?
Fernandez.
Gigi Fernandez.
Who was big
Such
probably
a
in the
moron.
time, in the era of Geraldine Ferraro.
Gigi Fernandez. All right, get it better. Okay. So then she's talking to Aisha. It's a tip meeting. So she gets everybody together. And she's like, "Okay, Aisha, I'm so happy you're back with me." She's like, "Thank you. Thank you so much." Of course.
The turnaround time you had to get this interior in shape, you really rallied your team. Well, except for that one who still doesn't understand what a washing machine is. Okay, you put the clothing in and the detergent. Okay, back to this. So interior team, awesome job. In fact, I'm going to be so enthusiastic about the job you did just so that the deck team realizes how much they messed up when I'm very sad and terse about their performance. Okay.
Yeah, you did great. Clown person, you did great as well. Congratulations on getting through, doing some juggling, whatever you were doing. I loved it. Remember when that lady said eggs on eggs? That was hilarious. Okay, great job. So Nathan, you're mediocre. That was great. We'll figure it out. He's like, "Damage to the nav light." She goes, "You learned your lesson, didn't you? You paid attention. Okay, we'll get through this together." Nav lights are important. It's like I always tell anyone wanting to date Norma, I say, "Hope you've got a fleshlight." Okay, it's different from a nav light. But still, seems
But you know what, though?
seemed
It's sort of-
prudent.
It's like what I tell a guy when he gets into bed with Norma. I say, lights off. You don't want that. If you've got a jet ski, make sure you ram it into every light in that bedroom. Am I right? Okay.
It's no walk in the park if you ain't in the dark. So, okay, now for the tip money, 30,000 euros. Can you believe it? That's 2,727 euros each. Minus 17, we'd have 227. Okay, which was a great sitcom. So we're just going to keep going up. Let's turn the boat around. Turn the boat around. Something, passion. Enjoy your evening. I'm done with you. I'm going to be watching Netflix in my room. Okay.
I just want to say your tip portion is 27.27. But if everyone is willing to take a 10 euro deduction, we can put that money towards a Save Nathan's Hair fund, and we can get him a proper haircut and see Jez. Okay, just think about it. Just think about it, everyone.
So everybody cleans. V has mastered putting on a duvet, but she still hates it. I've not mastered putting on a duvet. My newest try is to hold the edges of the duvet with my fingers and then cover myself in the entire duvet cover like a ghost, and then tie them from the inside, and then squeeze myself out of there and try and figure it out that way. And it's kind of
You don't do the burrito? You don't do the burrito method?
You've tried to teach me that, and it just doesn't. I can't do it.
It's fun.
Doesn't work
It's a
for me.
challenge.
It is.
I have an issue in that I used to have a duvet and a duvet cover, and it was always great. But my current duvet and duvet cover has a situation where like the duvet starts to like gather at the bottom of the bed. And I hate that, and I don't know how
You
to
need the
prevent
ties.
it.
They have to tie to the corners.
I know I don't
You
have
need
those
the ones
ties.
that without the ties, you're fucked. So anyway, Max is like, can you put the hose on the sun deck, bro? And he's like, bro, that hose was under the jacuzzi. No, it was actually here. No, but I put it there. Okay, well, how can you put back the covers on the hose? Where's the hose? Let's find about the hose. Hose covers. No, hose.
No,
hose.
no,
hose,
no, I put the hose back.
hose,
No, don't do
hose.
that. Don't talk to me that way. No,
Hose,
you can't do that
hose.
to me.
I'm so
Okay, you know
mad.
what? Like, I'm
I'm
getting
so
really
mad
fucking
about
mad now.
hose,
I'm
bro.
really mad. Just make up
Oh,
your
I'm
mind.
so
I mean, who the hell is
mad.
this guy?
Hose,
I'm going to keep coming at
hose.
me. I'm Colombian. Okay, you don't want to mess with me. Because
Yeah.
you really don't want to mess with me. Otherwise, my girlfriend from when I was 16 is going to come and beat you up.
Alicia is going to kill you. Or Alejandra. So Max is like, this guy does not respect me. Okay, I'm more loco than you, okay? I'm just going to be David and he's going to be Goliath, okay? You know how the end of this story turns out, no?
He's like,
How is he
bro, you're
Goliath?
really pushing my buttons, honestly. You're pushing my buttons. Oh, push the buttons. Push the buttons. Okay, push the buttons.
Push
He's
it,
like,
push my button, push it.
you don't even know. You don't even fucking know me. I don't know why, but I'm like oddly on Christian's side. They're both idiots. They're both not very good. And Christian is
They
definitely
both suck, but Max
worse.
is being a jerk just to be a jerk.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know if I can be on the side of the person who like voluntarily like touched a jellyfish and then like touched his eye. So I think I'm on Christian's side on this one.
Yeah, I'm choosing no sides on this one, but it's fun. I'm Team Tessa. I just want to watch Tessa slowly break as the season goes on.
I'm really excited for her journey.
Yay.
All right, well, that's it for today. Thank you all for being here. Super fun. And we'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.